fast, loud, exotic.
What's got 4 wheels, 2 seats, a V12 engine, and more sex appeal than a nightclub full of Victoria's Secret angels? Well, this thing, the Lamborghini Aventador S, a true Italian dream car.
This $800,000 Italian supercar has been updated with a fresh new look. It's got more power from its V12 engine and a clever new rear suspension setup that adds rear wheel steering.
The previous Aventador was a bit of a handful. This car, with its new rear wheel steering, is much more agile. It feels like a smaller vehicle. You do feel its weight in some corners, pushing it a little bit wide. All right, let's give it some shtick. Third, 7,000, 8,000, fourth, 7,000, 8,000, over 200 k's an hour, 220, 7,000, it's about 239. Oh, those brakes. Oh, those brakes are insane. I'm not a huge fan of the gearbox. It's a bit old, it's a little bit clunky, but at the same token, it gives the car a little bit of character. Makes it feel like a proper Italian weapon, something you've got to learn and fight with a little bit. The way the car blasts out of corners, I mean, 4-wheel drive, 544 kilowatts, it's just an absolute weapon. It doesn't mind going sideways either. I was jet lagged, I was tired. A couple of hot laps in this thing. Feel like I've been slammed in the face with a caffeine fist. This thing is just ridiculous.
This car is not just about the drive. It makes you feel like a superstar just looking at it. And Lamborghini has done a really good job tweaking the design. You've got larger air intakes here. The front end has the new fangs, but my favorite, the scissor doors. Doors go up, pants go down. Okay, getting in the car is a little bit challenging, and that's because you sit really low and there's a wide sill there, but once seated, it feels like you're in some sort of amazing dream. It is such a beautiful interior to behold. The shapes, the colors, it's stunning. There's not a lot of headroom and storage areas are few and far between, but I just love the fact you've got this military style engine start button. Okay, so we've got 544 kilowatts and 690 newton meters. You don't really need that on the road, but you know, it's nice to have just in case you want to overtake 400 buses. It is very difficult to see out of. The windscreen is at such a steep angle, the view out is pretty tricky, and the back window, man, it's very tight. The side mirrors are actually really big and they do a great job of giving you a view around the sides of the car. And I gotta say though, the view is a vent and a door. You're welcome. There's a fair bit of road noise, the engine is ever present, but I've just dropped it into 7th gear at about 100 k's and it's not too bad. You could live with this car. Just all the buttons on the center console look fantastic, but in practice, trying to use them and figuring out what button does what is hellish. I have no idea what half of this stuff does, and I probably never will. The seats, well, they look amazing, but they don't actually have a lot of cushioning. They're very thin. I mean, they need to be because there's no room in the cabin, but I think on a longer drive, I'd get a little bit sore. The Lamborghini Aventador S is a much improved vehicle. It's completely transformed from the previous model. It's smoother to drive, it's easier to drive. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to a nightclub full of Victoria's Secret angels.